Hello everyone, this is the LEGO Avengers Assemble Age of Ultron set. It cost me $100 US, comes with 613 pieces. I built it live over on Twitch, and now you're going to get my opinions on it. Now, obviously, this is based on that scene from Age of Ultron where the Avengers literally assemble onto the screen to give that perfect movie poster little slow-mo moment there to take some screen captures from. And there are a lot of figures here, but ultimately a lot of this set is about setting those figures into motion and then just pressing pause, just hitting the freeze button on it. And I appreciate that attempt. I'm going to give you some ideas of what all is here and then look at some of the specific details. The shape of the base is kind of a chubby T. So you've got kind of a base of a T or a cross here. And then one of the sides is here as the short top, and then actually a smaller side over there. But these sections can be pulled off, and I'll show you how that works and what that looks like. But overall, you've got two major directions of movement here with the tactical vehicle coming towards you, as well as Hulk. And then you've got, so you've got Natasha and Hawkeye coming out, doing their little jump, which maybe they should be a little bit farther forward than that, but it's good enough. And then you've got Thor and Cap and Iron Man going across horizontally, and then just random Hydra soldiers, Hydra troopers are around there, who are just getting, beaten up appropriately. You recognize some of these things. You recognize you got the little pillbox over here. This is also set up to give you a Hulk smash action feature with the little lever there, so Hulk can just do that. See, all this pops off. You got the caltrops all set up over here. These are nice, simple builds, but they look very proper. And then this as well, the little tower with the sandbags are done just very small, nice and easy. A little bit open looking at this from the side, but it's nice to get these roller coaster pieces in the dark pearl gray or gunmetal gray color. And they do have a stand for the tactical vehicle here. You see, it's actually at an angle. Everything is in place. Nothing is just floating around. Everything is attached. So there are a lot of spots where you can pick that up and you can move that. Like, I could put this stand somewhere else. I don't have to have that facing exactly that way. I could easily take this bottom joint out from the base of this thin tree and make the tree stand straight up. I can move that joint somewhere else. They give you a lot of options to move things around. This is able to turn, and then you just can fire it off. So the basic bones are here. Of course, we're gonna have to look at the minifigures up close. While building this, I did not feel like they wasted pieces. I feel like the designer, if anything, or the designers, if anything, were being very economical with their use of parts. So not a whole lot of additional detail that's not crucial. Very little stuff that you don't see. This is very much a what you see is what you get kind of set. I like being able to separate these out. And of course, you can swap those around. Again, just a little bit more in the way of customizability. You can put these together. Now you've got two little spots. Maybe this is where the Avengers are coming from. And then this is the representation of the Hydra base. So you can have an assault using it as an actual play set. And it's easy to, again, move a bunch of these things around. Well, that's about it for the whole thing though. So let's go ahead and start looking at the figures, because there are quite a few of them. First of all, Big Fig Hulk with the removable hair and steerable head. So you can actually turn the head, which is something that obviously we weren't able to do long in the past. I think that this general prototype here should be used for all the Hulk variants. We need to get comic variations. We need regular green. We need bright green. We need, of course, red Hulk. We just need all of them to be transferred over to this. You take the hairpiece off. The head obviously is exchangeable, interchangeable with other things. It can actually be put on a minifigure, so you see all sorts of cursed variations out there that people do, which is great to just have fun with it. You can even put the hairpiece here onto a regular minifigure head, and it's all good. It's too bad that they did not give us an alternate face for this, because I feel like they really could, given the fact that he has hair that completely covers up the other side. I think they could have pulled that off, right? They could have made that happen, because you're not going to see the face. If they just brought the hair down a little bit more, Could have given him an alternate, which would have been crazy to have a big fig with alternates. But all in all, this is pretty good because you got the regular, smashing action over here, and you can rotate the hands, and you can also hold on to something bar size. You can hold on to minifigure through the base there, which is stuff that we've had for quite a long time. Only thing bad about the big figs right now, two things. One, can't move the legs, which is understandable enough because they want it to be easy to play with for kids, and to just be stable. And also you can see the insides of the hollows of the arms there. That's unfortunate. Looking at Iron Man, Captain America, and Black Widow here, the prints that are present are really good, I think, including even the white color on the torso of Captain America. They actually got that good enough. It's thick enough. And I really like the update to Iron Man here. It's looking strong. What's missing here, all the way across the board, arm printing. Really could have used arm printing, and Cap really could have used leg printing as well. There's some valuable details that are just missing, from the lack of those. I feel like in a set like this, based on how the whole thing is presented, they really could have and should have done that. That's too bad. But again, what is here, I think is looking really, really good. The shield, as usual, could have used more opacity for especially the white. The red is also a little bit off. You get the alternate face there. I can just pull this off real quick so you can see beneath. And there's even a good print on the back of Cap. Looking at Thor and Hawkeye, we got some things to talk about. First of all, the prints for Hawkeye, I think, look very good. Straight through, yeah, not too bad for the long coat there. The shape of the hairpiece here as well, really, really good. Surprisingly good. I like the asymmetry of it. I think that's just produced well, carved well, maybe even too much detail by Lego standards. You compare it to something slightly older over here. There's just way more definition in there. So standards wise, they don't have the greatest consistency, but I think it does look good. However, the color, I question that color. It's kind of a Luke Skywalker situation again, because I think the way they set up Jeremy Renner in these movies, especially this one, it was dark. It was much darker than that. It's a choice, to go with the dark tan, but it looks off to me. The face looks fine though, fine Legoification. The face for Thor here, very goofy, which in some ways is on point for Kevin Feige, Thor. New cape. I like the cape. I like the look of it very much. And it's very easy to remove. Maybe a little bit too easy to remove during play, but easy to remove is good. Easy to, swap over to somebody else, I think is generally good. The shaping, the molding on it, the sculpting, I think is very good. Nice print on the back here, but this is the wrong Thor. This is definitely the wrong Thor. I heard lots of things back and forth about this one being the wrong one, the one with the Surtur set being the wrong one. No, this is the wrong one, definitely. Because the sleeves, you shouldn't have sleeves here. It's very, very sleeveless. It's kind of the iconic bit of his look for this movie. It was going sleeveless. And that's just a miss. The full Thor version of face is definitely much better. And having this lightning piece, which you can also reverse around if you want to, being placed around Mjolnir like that is pretty cool. You don't have to have it on there, obviously. You can just take it off. But yeah, all that's pretty good. But the arms are the wrong ones. At the very least, arms should have been a different color. Should have got some gold in here ideally. But at the very least, the arms should have been a different color. And I'm not convinced at the hairpiece for Hawkeye. And then finally, Hydra Troopers are Hydra Troopers. I think these are fine. Definitely way more accurate than the original ones they came out with, because these have been adjusted to be closer to their actual movie appearance. Obviously, these are down on detail. You just have the face print and the torso print. The torso print is good. The rest looks a little bit plain, but they are just, they're just foot soldiers. They don't need to be great, and I'm perfectly fine with that. I feel like they're down in detail relative to Chitauri warriors, but I might be actually wrong on that. Nice to get the print around the back as well, even though that wasn't absolutely necessary. And now look at the vehicles. Why did I do it in this order this time? Because I felt like the figures are just so important in this set. And I like to show you the things that are most important first, the things that are least important last, because I don't want to waste people's time. This vehicle looks great. This tactical thing, I really wish that it had the fold down windscreen so you could pull that up. It would have been really nice. Obviously, it's not used in the scene, but just would have been really nice. I think the roll cage is done pretty nicely here. These are obviously just the stands, which you can just remove. to little action stands. They give you some options for how to set figures up, but all in all, this looks very, very good to me. Just as it is. It's not a complex build. The way the roll cage was attached was a little bit unexpected, but all in all, yeah, this looks and feels good. Gives you plenty of room to attach a good number of figures. Looks really good at the front, especially. Yeah, even though it's not an advanced build, I think they did a good job with it. And then this is Cap's motorcycle. Nothing special on it. Just the dark blue color. And finally, here are the spare shots for stud shooters, and these are the leftover pieces. Again, I paid $100 US for this. It is 100 euros, 90 pounds UK, or $130 Canadian. And I put a little bit of thought into what the value of the figures are in the set, not as individual ones, not if they were sold separately, but together in this set at retail, ignoring the idea of exclusivity and investment. And, this one particular figure is a variant that you could invest in and you could get your money back times 2 in 5 years after whatever. I don't follow any of that. This is just toys. This is collector model or not. It's just toys. It's just plastic. It's just simple stuff. And I originally came to about $60 as my guess, my estimate for the value there. I had to adjust that down. I'm going to go for $50 US value of the figures, which means that the build here needs to be worth $50 for the total price to be a good value. And I can't see this build in 2024, all of this stuff here being less than 40, honestly. So we're really, really close at $100 total, $50 worth of figures, $40 worth of build. It's not great at that. I'm just talking about the amount of stuff and the way that things are priced today. And also considering the fact that Lego has always been an expensive brand, always premium European toy, right? It's always been. Look at the data. Look at the data. Look at the data. But I don't think the price of this is the biggest deal. I don't think it's the biggest negative to it personally. I think the biggest negative is how it looks. It's very garbled. It's very mixed. You got the two different directions that the heroes are going, which is cool with the crossover going on there. But ultimately, everything is just a little bit too close together. I wish that it had been just spread out a bit. Doesn't even need any more pieces. Just give it more space for that diorama effect. Now, this is nice, being able to pull these off so that if you have a shallow shelf for display, you can easily do this. And you can. It's Lego. You can move things around, and they do have stands and things. Different places to connect things. So they did a decent job there. I just wish it was better. I wish that the default build looked more presentable. That's the main thing for me. It's hard to see what's going on here. I think they could have done a better job of that. Even if they just went linear, just went for that slow motion scene in Ultron exactly as it was, where you just, all the Avengers are coming from one side and then you just have Hydra on the other and they're just all together. I think that would have presented better and would have made people more excited of all ages and of all interests here. So that's where I'm at with it. If you disagree, that's all good. It's good to have different opinions, but I definitely want to share with you mine, no matter what anybody else's is, and no matter what the prevailing thought is. I don't just regurgitate what I'm supposed to say. I'll let you know how I feel, and this is how I feel. So thank you very much for watching. Thank you for your support of my independent content, and I will talk to you again very soon. Bye for now.